All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking the foundational blueprints for constructing absolutely unbreakable mental stamina. We're looking at the core concepts behind the architecture of resilience and integrity. Basically, we want to figure out how to stick to your path when things get, well, incredibly hard, and see how those really simple daily decisions literally stack up to build a life of profound confidence and well-being. So how do we develop the mindset of not quitting? I mean, it's the ultimate question, right? We all face those heavy moments where we just want to throw in the towel. But according to our source text, the reality is that most people just aren't willing to put in that extra work required for their own well-being. And why is that? It boils down to self-limiting beliefs. We actively justify our inaction. We build these highly detailed, incredibly solid stories behind our sorry excuses, just so we can skip the stuff we know we're supposed to do. Overcoming those excuses, that is the absolute foundation of real growth. Section 1. The Gym of Life. To really wrap our heads around building this resilience, let's look at a perfect microcosm for our daily lives, the gym. It brilliantly illustrates this core parallel. Think about it. We develop physical stamina strictly based on the reps we push through after we hit that state of pain. And that exact physical attitude, it perfectly mirrors the perspective you need for mental resilience. It's that stubborn ability to stick to your path when things get genuinely hard. And this principle doesn't just stay on the gym floor. It's completely valid in literally every facet of your life.
Moving on to Section 2, letting go of ego.
Building on that gym foundation, we actually have to clear our metaphorical construction site first. And that means entirely dropping the ego. The author of our source text learned this the hard way, sharing a story from the early days of their own fitness journey. At first, they tried to, invent their own rules for exercising, diet, and supplements. And let's be honest, we've probably all been there. But, just like the author, most of those self-made practices completely failed. It was only when they finally let go of that ego, cracked open some expert books, and watched hundreds of online videos that it clicked. They realized there's a massive established science behind health and fitness that they were just totally ignoring. So how do we actually apply that? You have to treat your growth kind of like a laboratory process. Step 1, take one relevant thing. Step 2, try it and practice it. And Step 3, test it for a while. Does it work? Awesome, keep it. If not, toss it and pivot. Now, this requires massive perseverance, because honestly, the process isn't always super thrilling, but it absolutely works. Treating your growth like a methodical, structured journey definitely takes time and effort, but it is exactly how you figure out what drives real results. Section 3. Embracing the difficult. And this builds perfectly into our next necessity, which is intentionally embracing the difficult. To develop a truly unbreakable attitude, you can't just sit around passively waiting for challenges to find you. You've got to seek them out. Whether that's forcing yourself onto a yoga mat to meditate, hitting the strength training, grinding out a marathon prep, or just starting a brand new exercise regime. By deliberately choosing these painful or hard activities, you are actively testing your will. You're testing your focus and your determination to stay consistent, and that is exactly how we grow to the next level and ultimately improve our overall standard of living. But hey, it's not just about these grand, grueling physical feats, right? It's about applying that exact same focus to today. Just doing your absolute best with the abilities you have right now develops profound confidence and self-respect. Why? Because you're actually trying your best to stand by your decisions. Whether that means giving full effort at the gym, giving 100% at work, or, and this is a big one, fully turning off your phone to just be present and play with your kids. Fulfilling your daily objectives without all those diversions adds immense value to your day and lays the crucial building blocks for your future well-being. Which brings us to Section 4, the power of integrity. Now we reach the actual structural frame of our metaphorical house, integrity. The depth of this definition is really what holds the whole shebang together. It defines your identity and, more importantly, your accountability to yourself. It's defined simply as doing what is right and adhering to the decisions you've made. But our source text pushes this even further. It argues that true integrity is doing the right thing even when it's incredibly difficult, when it's boring, painful, or especially when absolutely no one is watching or giving you credit for it. And you see this integrity in practice everywhere, because it directly influences your collaborations with others. The kind of trust established in literally any relationship is defined by your integrity, and it's built in the quiet shadows of daily tasks.
It's respecting that brutal 5 a.m. alarm clock. It's not skipping a workout because you're tired. It's getting the kids to school on time, hitting that stressful office deadline, or just shutting the laptop to be genuinely present for a family event. Essentially, it's checking your internal self-talk against the stark reality of your actions, making absolutely sure you are actually practicing what you preach.
Finally, Section 5, a shift in perspective. So we're finishing up the exterior of our build here by examining perspective, because ultimately, the way you value things in life completely defines your level of success, your happiness, and your achievements. And this quote from the text is really the ultimate climax of our blueprint. Finally, it all comes down to doing the best I could do, even on my worst days. I mean, let's face it, we all have terrible days, but maintaining your word on those specific, awful, low-energy days, that is exactly what builds lasting confidence and deep, deep self-respect. And it all begins with changing your internal narrative. When you face natural challenges or difficulties, your very first instinct might be this sluggish, resistant feeling of, ugh, I don't want to get into this. But actually, if you can just shift that perspective and take on a proactive, you know what, I could do this, I will try my best, everything changes. It builds your confidence precisely because you're venturing into unknown territory and trying something new. Just making that one little shift in perspective opens up massive possibilities to grow and achieve more in your life.
So let's end on a bit of a challenging question for you. When you're faced with the hard tasks today, are you just going to build a solid, convincing story behind your excuses, or are you going to drop those self-limiting beliefs, push past the pain, and actually put in the daily reps for your own well-being? The choice is entirely yours, but I highly encourage you to respect that alarm clock of life, embrace the difficult stuff, and start building your own unbreakable architecture of resilience and integrity today.